there's something that I want to make mention to each and every single one of you. You see that work hard, work smart concept? Forget it. I really want you to work hard and not smart, because in this industry there's no such thing as a shortcut. You have to find yourself putting in the work and do the necessary, right? The skill set, that is the easiest part you can find yourself learning. But you know what, when it comes down to psychology, that will be the part that will hinder you inside your journey. You can have the golden strategy, the best strategy ever, but if your psychology is not correct, then that strategy won't work in your benefit as well, right? So for each and every single one of you, forget about that concept of working smart and not hard. I want you to work hard each and every single day. Get to know everything. Get to know what you should avoid. Get to know yourself, most importantly, and forget about what is happening around you, right? Focus on yourself and flourish in our field. So with that being said, let's dive into this beautiful pair called the Nasdaq. Now, before we're gonna tap into the charts, let me give you guys a blueprint of how I am finding myself trading. Waiting for price to take out liquidity, whether this is buy side or sell side liquidity. After that, I will find myself looking at my pattern to find itself opening up, and once my pattern is opening up, all I'm gonna find myself doing is executing on price. One thing you also need to take into consideration is the fact that your 15-minute time frame upwards, those are your major areas, right? Your major turning points, your major areas of liquidity, etc., right? With that being your major areas, this simply means that these are the areas which you want to see price basically take out first, right? Before going to your lower time frame. Your lower time frame will basically be your minor areas, right? And this is where you're gonna simply just wait for your pattern to find itself opening up, wait for that market structure shift, and then only you're gonna find yourself executing price, right? So let me show you guys a example of what found itself happening, or basically just what I am basically trying to tell you guys. At the end of this video, I will find myself leaving a course, a full course. It's an uncut course, right? Where we also find ourselves covering this, but you know what? In overall, you can always just watch my content, right? So clean stuff. Let's look at our 15-minute time frame. Okay. Let's look at our 15-minute time frame. So clean, right? Looking at price action right over here, right? With yesterday's price action. Okay. Now, what did he say? I basically told you guys the following, right? After price is taking out a major area, you are waiting for some sort of a rejection or reaction, right? So let me go on my 1 hourly time frame quickly. Now, on the 1 hourly time frame, let's look at our buy side, right? Guys, keep in mind, this was literally yesterday's price action, right? 14 May. Right there, we have a major area, buy side liquidity, right over there, right? So with you basically identifying that you have your buy side liquidity right over there, right? Whether you have boxed out that one, whether you have boxed out this liquidity over here, ultimately you would have found yourself waiting for your pattern to first find itself opening up, right? So step number one, you have identified your major turning points to where you would love to see some sort of a reaction happening, right? Also, one thing you also need to take into consideration is that I only found myself looking at the Nasdaq from New York Open, right? So whatever price is going to find itself doing from New York Open upwards, like in that first hour, 2 hours, right? That is when I'm finding myself looking at this. Okay, so let's get back into it. So there you guys can see that we have a major area, right? Major area has been violated right over there. So how are you going to find yourself being reactive with price over there? It's simple. You are simply going to find yourself going to a lower time frame, right? So if I maybe can do this for you guys, you are seeing that price is having a beautiful shift towards the upside, right? You want to be reactive with price right over there. Same thing goes with your sell side liquidity. Check this out. Can you see? Sell side liquidity was violated. After violating your sell side liquidity, there is where we basically had a beautiful shift, right? Now, let's go to our 1 minute time frame, right? After you are now seeing that, hey, we are finding ourselves taking out liquidity, we want to wait for our pattern to find itself opening up, right? Now, this over here is also an actual pattern, right? You may not see it on the 1 minute time frame, but on a second time frame, you will actually see it, right? Like this candle over here is actually a correction on a lower time frame, right? So this will basically be a change in structure. So there we had the closure below. Currently, we are coming back for a retest, right? And the price basically found itself melting towards the downside, right? Cool stuff, right? Cool stuff. But now you want to find yourself being quite reactive once again, right? You can get out that foot from that high to that low, just like that, right? See where's your discounted and your premium areas. Discounted areas will always be below price, premium areas always above price, right? So all you're going to simply find yourself doing as if now is literally just look at your fair value gaps you find yourself having. That right there is a fair value gap. Price already found itself tapping into it. Right there is another fair value gap which is currently untested, right? And you always want to find yourself looking for untested areas as well, right? So you're patient, you wait, right? So there you can now see that, okay, price found itself tapping into the fair value gap. We had a closure above. We also have an order block right over there as well. So you don't need to stress about it, right? Now, this is basically where it comes in. This is how you're going to find yourself looking at your lower time frame, right? Your minor areas. How are you going to box out those areas? So here you guys can see that we have been continuing with our bullish market structure, right? So buy side was taken out. We basically just had a break of structure. Price kept on creating some higher highs and higher lows, right? So all you basically want to see as if now will literally be a lower low that needs to be created, because once that lower low is being created, right, this is when you have a market structure shift. This is when, you know what, this is your confirmation. This is now basically structure telling you that you can find yourself looking for some beautiful shorts now, right? So clean stuff. You wait. Right there. We have a closure below, right? So all you're now going to find yourself doing is literally be reactive upon price over here. Because check this out. This is ultimately our pattern, isn't it? Check this out. Isn't that the pattern? Or maybe can just hide the charts. Isn't that the pattern? Sure does look like it for me. Sure does look like it for me, right? So all you're now going to find yourself doing is identifying if there is some sort of an actual fair value gap inside this area, right? Yes, we have found ourselves creating a fair value gap right over here. But now the thing about this fair value gap is that it is tested, right? It's already tested. So what are you going to find yourself doing now? Now you're simply going to find yourself boxing out this correction. Price I found itself creating right over there. And that will basically come through as your breaker, right? So all you're going to simply find yourself doing is literally just wait for price to pull back into your breaker. And this is where you're going to find yourself looking for your beautiful short opportunity. You know what? You always want to just find yourself covering that 1-to-2 ratio, right? And all you are doing is wait for the retest. Their price is now basically pulling back into your breaker, and all you're going to find yourself doing is being patient a little bit, right? Being patient, right? Maybe if I can go on a higher time frame, right? 50-minute time frame, like that, right? So all you're going to find yourself doing is just be patient, right? And right there, your actual take profit is smacked to the T, right? And that's how you are finding yourself dealing with these actual patterns, right? Same thing goes with the opposite direction. If you want to basically look for some longs as well, right? Check this out. Price basically have found itself taking out sell side liquidity right over there. Right now, once again, look at this. The pattern found itself opening up over here as well. Check this out. Where's my drawing tool? Right over there. right over here, right? Went up, we came back down, we went back up, right over there, right? So that right there is our pattern. Maybe if I can just add in this right there as well, and just press hide. Check this out, right? Low, lower low, higher high, right? So sell side liquidity was taken, buy side liquidity was taken. That's our pattern. All we are waiting for is some sort of a pullback for a beautiful shift back towards the upside, right? Let's go on a lower time frame, 1 minute time frame, right? This is the price action, right? Sell side was taken. This was PPI, right? And the price basically found itself having a beautiful shift, right? Unfortunately, price didn't find itself opening up our pattern just of yet, right over here, right? But ultimately, we did find ourselves having that beautiful shift back towards the upside. Okay, so clean stuff. Let's look at PA over here as well, right? Let me just remove price over there for you guys, just like that. Okay, so structure is in overall still somewhat bullish, right? We are still somewhat bullish. Check this out. So there you guys can see we are now finding ourselves taking out liquidity once again, right? So all you're now going to find yourself doing is just wait for your pattern to find itself opening up, right? And right there, your pattern just find itself opening up. Check this out. Check this out. So clean stuff. There you have a low. There you have a lower low. Here you have a higher high, right? So what you're going to find yourself doing, you're going to identify some sort of a fair value gap. There you can see that we do have a fair value gap. There you can see that we do have a fair value gap, but you can also find yourself boxing out these up close candles, right? Which will basically serve as the breaker for you guys, right? So the moment price is having a closure above the body of your last up close candle, right? That is already a confirmation, right? So if you wanted to find yourself going along, it will just simply look something like this. Right, it will simply look something like this. Give your trade some breathing space, right? I'm not too big of a fan of risking like 10 pips always on the trade, or like 5 pips on your trade. Like, nah, that's ridiculous, right? You can't always find yourself doing you can't always find yourself risking like that, you know. And also, you know what, you are building up this bad habit for new people that is coming into the market as well, right? So that would have been your actual trade if you would have found yourself having to take it from there, right? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful take profit being smacked, right? So both of these actual examples are literally examples where price found itself taking out liquidity. You wait for your pattern to open up, taking out buy side liquidity, you wait for your pattern, and then you find yourself being quite reactive with price, right? And that's simply how I'm finding myself trading. And by all means, what you guys can find yourself doing is literally just watch my content, right? Just watch my content. If you're wondering which brokerage I am finding myself using, I am using XM as my brokerage. The link will be in my description, right? So if you find yourself taking away something from this content, you know what, send me those results via Instagram. The link will also be in my description. Much love from me. I hope that I've provided some value. If I did, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Till next time, I'm out.